Hello everyone and welcome to RadioCSIRT English Edition, your daily appointment with cybersecurity news. I'm Mark Frederick Gomez. I hope you're doing well. Today is Wednesday, December 10th, 2025, episode 46. Live from Paris. On today's program.NET framework, Microsoft refuses to fix a critical RCE vulnerability affecting the SoapHttpClientProtocol class. WatchTowr demonstrates two exploitation vectors enabling arbitrary file writes and security control bypass. CERT-FR, publication of two major advisories. The first concerns 4 critical CVEs in Ivanti Endpoint Manager allowing remote code execution. The second alerts on 18 vulnerabilities affecting the entire Fortinet portfolio through 17 security bulletins. Cybercrime. Arrest in Spain of a 19-year-old individual who exfiltrated and sold 64 million personal data records, including DNI numbers, banking IBANs, and identity information on underground forums. Major disclosure at Black Hat Europe concerning Microsoft's .NET framework. Researcher Piotr Bazydło from WatchTowr unveils a remote code execution vulnerability that Microsoft categorically refuses to fix. The attack vector targets the SoapHttpClientProtocol class. This class is supposed to handle SOAP requests via HTTP only. However, it actually uses a generic creation method supporting HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, and file protocols. Exploitation is straightforward. If an attacker controls the target URL, they can force the class to write SOAP requests directly to the file system instead of sending them via HTTP. The mechanism uses the post method to write the XML content of the SOAP request into an arbitrary file. WatchTowr identifies 2 confirmed exploitation vectors. First vector, direct URL manipulation for writing ASPX or CSHTML files containing web shells. Second vector, importing malicious WSDL files that automatically generate compromised HTTP client proxies. Confirmed vulnerable products include Ivanti Endpoint Manager, Umbraco 8 CMS, and Barracuda Service Center. The researcher specifies that the actual number of affected applications is considerably higher given the massive use of the .NET framework in enterprise environments. Microsoft's position is unequivocal. The vendor considers this a feature, not a vulnerability. Microsoft places responsibility on developers who should never accept untrusted user input. This position is maintained even when WatchTowr demonstrates that Microsoft's own products are vulnerable. About impact and mitigation, immediately audit all .NET applications using SoapHttpClientProtocol. Implement strict URL validation before any SOAP call. Restrict the scope of accepted protocols to HTTP and HTTPS only. Deploy monitoring for suspicious file writes in web directories. CERT-FR publishes advisory. CERT-FR-2025-AVI-1088 concerning critical vulnerabilities in Ivanti Endpoint Manager version 2024. 4 CVEs are referenced: CVE-2025-10573, CVE-2025-13659, CVE-2025-13661, and CVE-2025-13662. These vulnerabilities enable remote arbitrary code execution, security policy bypass, XSS injection, and data integrity compromise. Only Endpoint Manager 2024 versions prior to 2024 SU4 SR1 are affected. Ivanti published its security bulletins on December 9th, 2025. The critical risk lies in EPM's central role within infrastructures. An attacker exploiting these flaws can compromise the entire organization's deployment and patch management system. This transforms EPM into a massive lateral propagation vector across the entire endpoint fleet. About impact and mitigation, immediately apply patch 2024 SU4 SR1. Audit EPM logs to detect exploitation attempts since June 2025. If the patch cannot be deployed immediately, temporarily isolate EPM servers from the production network and restrict access to administrators via VPN with strong authentication. Second CERT-FR advisory. Referenced CERT-FR 2025 AVI 1084 concerning a massive wave of Fortinet patches. 17 security bulletins published December 9th. 2025 cover 18 CVEs affecting the entire Fortinet portfolio. Affected products include FortiOS, FortiProxy, FortiManager, FortiAnalyzer, FortiWeb, FortiSandbox, FortiExtender, FortiAuthenticator, FortiVoice, FortiSOR, FortiPM, FortiSRA, FortiSAC, FortiSwitchManager, and FortiPortal. Critical vulnerabilities enable remote arbitrary code execution, privilege escalation, SQL injection, denial of service, security policy bypass, and XSS injection. Priority CVEs include CVE 2024 40593, CVE 2024 47570, and the entire CVE 2025 series. Affected versions span branches 7.0 to 8.0 depending on specific products. The vendor specifies that patches are available in product-specific patched versions. Notable exception, FortiSandbox Cloud version 24.2 will be published later. Conduct a comprehensive inventory of your Fortinet fleet. Prioritize patching of FortiOS and FortiWeb appliances exposed on the Internet. Apply the 17 bulletins according to product compatibility matrix. Deploy enhanced monitoring for exploitation attempts on not yet patched appliances. Enable centralized logging for post-incident correlation. Spanish National Police arrests a 19-year-old individual in Igualada, northeastern Spain. The suspect is accused of exfiltrating and selling 64 million personal data records from 9 companies. Compromised data includes national identity numbers (DNI), home addresses, phone numbers, email addresses, and banking (IBAN) codes. The data volume suggests systematic compromise of corporate databases, likely through SQL vulnerability exploitation or unauthorized system access. The modus operandi confirms data brokering activity. The suspect used 6 distinct online accounts and 5 pseudonyms to sell databases on underground hacker forums. The investigation, initiated in June 2025, enabled progressive identification of accounts and establishment of links between different pseudonyms. The seizure includes electronic equipment and crypto hardware wallets. Authorities froze a cryptocurrency wallet used to collect payments from data buyers. Monitor underground forums to detect exposure of Spanish or European company data. Audit access to systems containing PII, particularly customer and HR databases. Review access logs from June to November 2025 to identify abnormal exfiltration activity. Implement dark web monitoring to detect your company data being sold. And that's it. This episode ends. I hope it will provide you with clear and useful information. Until then, we don't think, we patch. If you're a new listener, feel free to subscribe to the RadioCSIRT podcast. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, Deezer, and Spotify. You can find all open source intelligence links used for this episode on RadioCSIRT.com. See you tomorrow for a new episode. Take care. Goodbye.